Hello, everyone. This is the weekly What's Up. I'm your host, Chris Mullins. I'm kind of new to the whole webcam web show deal thing, so bear with me while I'm here. Trust me, it will get better as I continue on with this. Every Monday, I will be discussing topics that spark my interest as well as the interest of my viewers, because I definitely care a lot about you, all of you. Because if you're taking your time out of your day to watch me, then obviously I'm going to have a soft spot for all of you, so I'm going to care about your opinions on subjects as well as mine. My social networking information will be located in the information box down below for this video, and it'll be down there. I believe it's down there on the bottom. So basically I'm going to be doing this every Monday, and I'm going to be looking at all kinds of information. I'm also looking for emails from you, the viewers, and possible call-ins and visits by guests to discuss the topics for that week. This week we have 3 amazing topics I'm so pumped to discuss, and I hope you enjoy. And here we go. My thoughts on the top teams in the NCAA. We're going to start here with number 5, the Duke Blue Devils. They have a great record. They have all their losses that they have on the season were close, except for that thumping they had earlier on in the season versus Ohio State. But Ohio State's a quality basketball team, so that's nothing to really be ashamed about, nothing to wince about when you think about Duke possibly being able to make a run in the NCAA March Madness tournament. The UNC game last week was sensational. It was easily the best game so far this season, and maybe one of the best games in that rivalry or the whole spectrum of college basketball. Because that game with the end, Sub-Zero, Austin Rivers draining that 3 at the end was just insane. And Coach K knows how to win, so that's why you should be scared about Duke when it comes to the NCAA tournament, because Coach K is a proven winner. He knows how to put together a good program. You could throw him on any program, and he's going to turn them good. But I don't see him leaving Duke anytime soon, so you shouldn't even have to worry about that. The number 4 team on the countdown is the Kansas Jayhawks. The record showed really nothing special, but losses to big and small opponents. It was really kind of scattered all throughout. But Jeff Withey lately, their center, has been playing phenomenal basketball. The big man has definitely been showing up big time lately and improving his draft stock for the NBA draft drastically. He's been going up. Even tonight, he had a double-double tonight in their win versus Kansas State. And I don't really see him slowing down if he keeps it up at this pace. And Thomas Robinson, obviously, is on that team. He's a forward. He is a definite Player of the Year candidate. And he is a huge reason why the Jayhawks are in the 4 spot on my countdown. Speaking of Player of the Year candidates, at number 3, the Kentucky Wildcats come in at number 3. And their Player of the Year candidate, obviously, is the big man, Anthony Davis, Unibrow. The Unibrow Unabomber. He'd been tearing it up lately. And they only have 1 loss on the season. It was a buzzer beater at Indiana. So really, there's nothing really to shrug at for that one. It's just like, they lost, but they're still an amazing team. The defense has been tearing it up. Last I checked, they are on pace to break the record. If they keep it up and make a run in the NCAA tournament, they are on pace to break the team record for overall blocks in a season. Anthony Davis has already broke the freshman record. I don't know how close he is to any other records. He broke Shaq's SEC freshman record for overall blocks in a season for a freshman. He's averaging like 6.5 blocks a game. And he had, before the Vanderbilt game that was Saturday, he had 123 blocks, which in a season, that's just insane that you could even imagine that many amount of blocks. And the one problem I have with Kentucky is they're too young. It's almost like they're tearing it up right now, but you're waiting for them to falter because the youth is eventually going to get to them when they go in and play teams with senior leadership in the NCAA tournament. Well, coming in at the number 2 spot on my countdown, the Syracuse Orange. Now, the Syracuse Orange only have one loss this season, and they are undefeated in the Carrier Dome, which could be because of the huge home field advantage that they have playing in the Carrier Dome. It seats around 80,000 people. If you get 80,000 people in orange on there on any given Saturday, it's going to get wild. And I definitely would not want to be on the opposing team for that. Fab Melo has been tearing it up lately. He got back from a suspension and came back in right where he left off. The 7-footer is the perfect anchor. Along with Chris Joseph, he's the perfect anchor to that zone defense, which I want to talk to you about right now real quick. The zone defense that they run, that Jim Boeheim has instilled in the Syracuse Orange game, has completely changed the defensive game of basketball, in my opinion. It's the best defense out there that's run, in my opinion. Because the zone, the way they run that trap zone, the teams find a really hard ways to score. It's really hard to score against that trap defense when they're coming at you from all assets of the field. And the number 1 team, obviously, if you've been paying attention to the countdown and college basketball this year, my number 1 team I have in there is the Missouri Tigers. Earlier on in the season, they routed a very capable Notre Dame team, and they also have a rivalry win over a very talented, in my opinion, Illinois team that will definitely be dancing come March. They're undefeated at home, including 2 wins over Baylor when Baylor was ranked inside top 6 for both. They were 3 on one matchup, I believe, and 6 on the other matchup. And they also have 1 win over the Jayhawks, Kansas Jayhawks, who you saw in this countdown. And they still have 1 more game left of that, so that who knows what's going to happen there, but that'll definitely go a long way toward determining who could possibly win the national championship. Marcus Denman is playing as the most underrated player in the nation. Marcus Denman is a guard/forward for Missouri. No one's talking about him. Everyone's talking about the Anthony Davises, the Thomas Robinsons, the Austin Rivers, Fab Melo. Everyone's talking about all these other players. But no one's talking about the way that Marcus Denman has taken over the leadership role for the Missouri Tigers. Who would imagine that this is a team that lost to Cincinnati in the first round last year in the tournament, and this team could possibly go all the way and win the championship this year. And one of the reasons they got it is great senior leadership. I looked at their roster. They have, out of their whole roster that they have playing, there's about 7 seniors deep. And when you have that many seniors on a team, they obviously they're going to lead the team, and they're going to lead by example. And they've been there before. That's basically what it comes down to in the NCAA tournament. As much as no one wants to admit it, it's, have you been there before? Can you do this? Have you done this before? Are you not going to crash under the spotlight of the NCAA tournament? Are you not going to crash under the scrutiny of all the people and the analysts talking about you? They're seniors. They've dealt with this. This is their 4th year dealing with this, so they know what to do. Next up, I'm going to talk about my thoughts on the NBA teams ready for a postseason run. We're going to start right here with number 1 first off. We're going to work our way down instead of up like we did last. We're going to work our way down. The number 1 obviously is the Oklahoma City Thunder. They are led by obviously great player, sensational player, Kevin Durant. They are only 1 loss at home, and they're gelling completely as a team on all assets of the game, both offense and defense. They're just gelling well as a team. It's almost like they know where every pass is going to go, every shot's going to land. They know everything about each other as it comes to being on that court with the 5 guys that are on the court They all are working well together as a team, and that's what you want in the NBA. Number 2 is the Miami Heat. The big three are starting to heat up, actually. As funny as it sounds, the big three on the Miami Heat are heating up. And they're dealing with being the bad guys of the NBA. They were referred to earlier on the season and last season as the NWO Heat. For any of you 90s wrestling fans, you'll get it. But if you don't get that, I can explain what the moniker NWO Heat means at any time. Just ask. They are able to win without help from each other. That's another big key. I mean, there's been stretches where LeBron James has been out, Dwayne Wade's been out, and both of them have been out. I don't know about Chris Bosh if he's been out at all, but he's one person that's definitely impressed me with the way he's played through that time when they've been out. He definitely steps into that leadership role that's ever so important, and he doesn't shy away from it. He embraces the leadership role and then takes over that team. And he's had some very big nights when his other two counterparts have not been on the court with him. The number 3 team on my countdown is the Chicago Bulls. It's the same guys they've been dealing with: the Brewers, the Noahs, the Dings, the Boozers, obviously D-Rose, and they've been running the Eastern Conference for the last couple of years, and they're currently doing it right now, so why wouldn't they continue? That's all I really got to say about them. But number 4 on the countdown is the Los Angeles Clippers. Yep, the Lob City Clippers. I'm officially going to tell you, this team has obviously lived up to the expectations, but before that Chris Paul trade, if you would have told me that I would be seeing the Clippers as, my opinion, the number 4 best team in the NBA with the chance to run for the championship, I would have laughed at you before that Chris Paul trade, because yes, Blake Griffin's good, but when you add another player to that good, it just completely goes into one, and it is insane on how well you can mesh when you have another person there that's there to help you out. And the number 5 team on my countdown, the New York Knicks. Yep. Obviously, if you've been paying attention to basketball lately, you've heard about the Asian sensation, Jeremy Lin Sanity. He's been playing well without the top 2 guys. If you've noticed that Melo's been out hurt, and Maury Stoudemire was out with a death in his family. He's been gone with his family over a pretty decent period of time, and in that period of time, Jeremy Lin stepped in and not only lived up to what Melo and Stoudemire put on the court, but might have exceeded it the way he's been playing, and they got a great supporting cast along with them. And with guys like Bill Walker, Tyson Chandler, Iman Shumpert, they got a large core of people that are working well together as a team, with Mike D'Antoni, who is the most underrated coach, in my opinion, in the NBA currently, and maybe in the last while, because he's always been a very good coach, but he never really gets talked about for being that good coach. He's always been overpassed by other big coaches. And trade rumors in the NBA, obviously everyone who's been paying attention to the NBA knows that Dwight Howard will probably not be in Orlando past the trade deadline this year. He's been mentioned to go to the Lakers, the Bulls, the Mavs are in on that. There's many, many teams that are involved in on this. And I believe that, personally, he will head to, if I had to pick, I'd say that he would probably be heading to either New Jersey, San Antonio, or the Los Angeles Lakers. And he will definitely be a great contribution to all of those squads. Finally, I'm going to get to my last topic right now, as we're running out of time right here. My thoughts on Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is obviously today. Never really had anybody to celebrate Valentine's with, so I don't really get the whole gist of the holiday, but I do agree that it is a good holiday for the people who can enjoy it and who have people to enjoy it with. But I do also agree that the people who don't like Valentine's Day are usually the ones who are jealous and mad that they are not currently dating anyone to celebrate Valentine's Day with, so they're mad that there's other people out there that are happy. And I just think that's really salty to act like that. In closing, I would like to give a special thank you to the following people who have helped me with my whole topics for this week, as well as many other things in the last week that involved this show in particular. I want to thank Alex, Evan, Kathy, who's my mom. She has been a great help with me on this show. She helped me out with a lot of it. Tyler, Chuck, Ashton, Corey, Daniel, Andrew, and Lauren. Lauren, I'm also going to leave down at the bottom of the screen right down there. I'm going to leave her information for her page because she does singing on YouTube, and I believe that you would all really like it. It's all really good music, in my opinion. And I believe that you would all like it, and it would benefit her if you would check it out and give you your feedback on her music, as well as I would also like your feedback on my videos. Next week, I will give you my opinion on the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view that takes place this Sunday night at 8 p.m. I will also discuss top stories in sports that have come up through this week and anything else that's brought to my attention by my viewers, because like I told you, I care about what you guys think about my videos. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, woo woo woo, you know it. I'm Chris, and that's what's up.